Whoa. Whoop. Hey everyone, Andy Moore here. Today is day 145, I believe, of Budget Watch 2017. Found my life vest here in the back of my car. Still nothing has happened, but I did think that maybe we should do a video. Alright, take this off because it's bright on the screen. So here's where we're at today. I'm trying to block the wind. Here's where we're at today. You may have seen the press conference that they just held. The Department of Mental Health kind of headed it up, but there was also DHS was there, some of the DAs, the Chamber of Commerce was there, a bunch of mental health and substance abuse providers. Everybody was there. Folks that don't normally agree or have the same interests, everyone was there. It was kind of the same thing today, and that thing is, holy crap, you guys, this is really going to hurt us. So, the basic message was, if the legislature doesn't change things, if they don't enact a budget like by the end of the month, then beginning November 1st, the state Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services will have to make some very difficult decisions. They will have to cut all outpatient services. That's something that nobody wants. It's a very bad deal. It would basically leave only crisis services in effect for children, some adults. That's about it. For reference, you may have probably figured this out. If someone really needs care, really needs mental health or substance abuse treatment, and they can't get it, they usually end up in jail. The state, the county jails and the state prison system is the largest mental health system in the state. I'll say mental health provider, although we all know services they receive are not adequate. And so what the cost breakdown is, it's I think about $1,300 a day $1,300 a year for outpatient care and like actually getting treatment. That's about $20,000 a year to lock them up, and they get no treatment. So it costs literally like 10 times as much, more than 10 times as much, and they very likely won't get the services they need. So this is no surprise to anybody. This is like, it was a really depressing press conference, and I think this really is like that the reality of what we face. We're starting to see, like, as we get nearer and nearer to November 1st, if they don't get more money, they've got to do this. And this whole thing is because DMH was supposed to get a bunch of that cigarette fee money. It was ruled unconstitutional because it was. So they didn't get the money, and the state hasn't. They've had a month. They've been in session for a month. They haven't come up with a plan. Tons of options. They just can't agree. My hunch is there's a few folks, as it's been all year, there's been a few folks holding up the vote, refusing to even talk about certain topics, claiming they don't have the votes. And maybe they don't, but I would like to see it. Just between you and me, I'd like to see how my legislator votes on things like the gross production tax, or the fuel tax, or the tobacco tax, or anything. So here's what I think will happen. Today at the Capitol, it's very empty up here. You can't really see because I've got my phone tilted down, but very empty parking lot because the Capitol has no power today. And so what I expect will happen is that Monday, Tuesday, they'll come back into session and they will run the tobacco tax. It will likely fail because the majority party really wants that to be like, well, if we just pass that, then boom, we've got it done. We fixed it. We fixed the hole. It's all fine, even though there's like millions of dollars that we desperately need to do stuff like a teacher pay raise, or maybe like actually fix something. Besides, we're just plugging holes in the dam. We're not actually fixing the dam. I would like to fix the dam. I think lots of you would like to fix the dam instead of just plugging it. So anyway, they'll run the tobacco tax. It won't pass. They'll say, oh, well, we tried. They'll probably pass a few things that will generate some revenue that only require 51 votes. And then once those pass, that'll fill part of the hole, and then the rest will still be cuts. I don't know, somewhere between 50, 60, 80 million dollars in cuts. They might fill half the hole, and then the rest they'll spread out the that remaining amount, that 50, 60, 80 million of cuts. Rather than it just affect the three agencies, they will spread it out to affect all the agencies, including like higher ed and maybe common ed. They might try to hold a few folks harmless, but overall it'd probably be a bunch of money that they cut, and then there we have it. And we'll go on down the road and we think, whoo, we avoided certain disaster. And here's the thing, is that we may have avoided like the big disaster for this year, but we're starting off next year already $400 or $600 million in the hole, plus whatever they don't fill next week. So once again, because they'll use some one-time funds and all that, and they'll try to put some lipstick on a pig and say that we've got a budget solution, and we won't. It'll just be a near-death experience, and we will postpone death for another year when there are options. So here's what I need you to do. You got to call, you got to write. Today I am updating my legislative list on the website, letsfixthisok.org. Go to resources, there's a list of all your legislators with their email addresses and their phone numbers. Don't call today, they're not there. You can still email them. You can get email anywhere. Email them their room numbers, their whatever. If you want to come up here on Monday or Tuesday, please come up here, come to the Capitol, try to track them down. Watch the news, make sure the Capitol's power gets turned back on successfully. I'm sure Trait and the guys there are doing a great job, but come next week when they get back here, we're going to have just a tiny window of time. Hopefully they'll have a deal done. Maybe they'll vote on it. Maybe it won't be a terrible deal. So now's the chance between now and next week. Today is Wednesday. You've got 4, 5, 6 days. Start those emails. Start making phone calls. Start asking them. Ask questions. What do you support? What don't you support? I support this. Here's why I support this. This is why this is important. You got to make the kind of specific statements. If you need some help kind of writing that statement, also on our website, also under the resources tab, you will find a letter to my legislator. Many of you have seen it. We have it at all of our events. It's kind of a script, right? What you care about, why you care about it, and what you want them to do about it. Fill that out. Read it over the phone. Leave your voicemail, read it over the phone, type that into an email, attach it, whatever you want to do. Just do something. Like, we really don't want these cuts to happen. My background's in mental health. I'm a licensed professional counselor. Behavioral health is my thing. I have worked at several of the agencies that will be absolutely gutted if these cuts come down. Thousands of Oklahomans will lose their jobs. Thousands more will lose their access to like regular life. Like, they will lose not just jobs but treatment. They will lose hope. And there'll be lots of folks losing hope. There'll be myself included. So do whatever you got to do. Write those letters. Make phone calls. Come up here next week. This is your chance. This is our chance to fix this. They can do it, and I'll tell you what my message is going to be even after this, because I expect they won't fix the whole thing. Like, why not? What are you waiting on? What are we hanging around every year, like, just slowly whittling down government until it's just life support day after day after day? It doesn't have to be that way. We could be so great. This could be great. What if the news stories were not about Oklahoma, like, losing things and being last in health outcomes? We're already 49th in mental health funding, and then we're going to cut it by a third? Come on. It could really be great. So I would love to wake up on Monday or Tuesday and see state leaders, Republicans, Democrats, House, Senate, Governor, everybody, transportation, whoever you want to, DA, bring them all over, like, or AG. Anyway, bring them all over and, like, say, you know what, we had a meeting over the weekend, had a cookout and a few beers, and here's what we're going to do. We're not just going to fix the hole, or plug the hole, we're going to fix the dam. We're going to repair this. We're going to make the state so awesome. Like, it could be, we want Seattle to be envious. We want people in New York to be envious. We want people to move here. We want Amazon to want to build their giant 50,000 person headquarters in Oklahoma. Wouldn't that be something? You know why they don't want to come? Because we've got no public transit and a tiny airport, and because they don't want to bring 50,000 people here to work that can't have kids go to school, that can't get health care, that can't get mental health care, that foster care doesn't care about things, roads are falling apart. That's why Amazon won't want to come here. We could fix that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Have a good day, everybody.